I remember being 10 years old and this preacher, I remember this guy was preaching heaven down and hell out the door, man. I was spellbound. My friends and I had been picking with some of the girls in there. In an attempt to get back at me, they went and told the pastor that they saw me reaching my hands into his pockets. I don't know where the guy comes around, he snatches me up, man, and starts shaking me. I start crying, trying to tell him, man, I wasn't doing it. He says, I can look in your eyes and tell you lying. In that moment, I realized that if I would ever be anything in this world, it wouldn't be a Christian. As I moved into high school, my life was totally in chaos. Drugs, alcohol. Years later, in my late 20s, my lifestyle would just crescendo into one event that would change and alter my life forever. I took a man's life. I can't describe to you what it's like to walk around with another man's blood on your hands. I can't describe that to you. It's a feeling you don't live down. I go into a cell, they're in the jailhouse. I didn't know at that time, but there were 3 other guys in the cell with me. I'm laying there in my bunk and I'm just contemplating what to do. And all of a sudden it just starts flooding my mind. This guy Tyrone had been getting up 5 o'clock in the morning, just praying out loud, crying out to the Lord. He was preaching to those other 2 guys saying you can't turn to the left, you can't turn to the right, you got to keep your focus on God. He'd been saying that all week long. And so I got down on that floor on my knees. I got down there like my grandmother used to, man. I said, Lord, I don't know if you're real or not, but if you'll help me get out of here and spend this last year with my family, I said, Lord, I'll go to prison for the rest of my life, and I'll serve you. I will not turn to the left or to the right. There's a man that's sitting in front of his television, his name is Mr. Traxler. I hadn't seen the guy in 6 years. I'd worked for he and his family. They owned a small theater supply company. When I worked for them, I just caused trouble. I would always say stupid stuff like the white man is oppressing the black man, and I was just so hyper prejudiced that I made white people's lives uncomfortable. Here, this gentleman is sitting in front of his television, he's watching the news, and he sees my face. He contacts my wife, puts up his company as collateral and $100,000 cash money for me to get out and be with my family. I'm telling you, in that moment, in that instant, every ounce of prejudice that I harbored inside of me was broken. God snapped it in two. It was gone. I've been trying to do the right thing ever since then. I've been trying my best to serve the Lord of glory with all of my heart and with all of my soul. That's where I am. That's where God's led me. That's the center of my joy. I'm Morris Graves Jr. I'm a Fifth Gospel Christian.